Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LongWalker's Live Factual Fridays. We are going over all about that's 16, so let me know. Do we need the background then? Because I like you to be able to interject. Oh. Okay. Yeah. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I might not be able to use them. Hold on, I have it muted. Nope, it's unmuted. Okay, can you hear me? It's really loud. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Is it better now?
Remember, you're speaking. Speak up a little bit. You're probably talking a lot more.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we have a fixed people.
I know.
Say something.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, we get this fixed.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to at least speak at that level. Before you get
Yeah. All right. Now that we've got that sorted out, let's move on. I've got quite a few videos here. They're all pretty short videos, but they should all be able to give you a hint into a healthy diet and what you're looking at. All right, let's see how that sounds. We did some other stuff, so let's see.
you're saying getting more than I hear you speak.
I'll just get closer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if this can be heard a lot better. On the check, and then we'll be moving on here soon. I listen to you.
All right, let's try it.
I can't stop hearing. I mean, it is what it is. I'll make sure that
out there, adding chocolate to your daily diet, according to research, can be a great option for a healthy lifestyle. But there are a few things that we need to keep in mind. So let's get started. So first off, what is chocolate? So chocolate first starts off as a cacao pod, and within that pod are beans, also called seeds. Then those seeds or beans are then extracted, fermented, then dried, and then roasted. At that point, the shells are removed and the remaining cocoa nibs are then processed and ground up into what we consider chocolate. And if you're wondering if you can have dark chocolate every day, my answer is yes, you can totally have it, but within moderation. And now I'm only talking about dark chocolate in this situation. So let's quickly talk about white chocolate and milk chocolate. So white chocolate doesn't even have any chocolate solids in it. All that process of all the cacao beans and all of that kind of stuff, none of that goes into white chocolate. Instead, it's actually made from cocoa butter, milk, and sugar. So it is basically candy. And milk chocolate isn't as nutritional as dark chocolate by any means. It's basically you take the dark chocolate, but you add a ton of milk and sugar, which brings down all sorts of health benefits from it. Whereas dark chocolate contains a ton of health benefits. And when I'm talking about dark chocolate, I'm talking about 70% cacao percentage or higher. But honestly, the 85 to the 90% is really the level where you get a ton of health benefits, but 70% and higher is a great range. And that's because the higher cacao percentage, the more flavonoids that you contain, and that means the more antioxidant potential, and you're also going to be reducing the levels of sugar that are in the chocolate as well. But if you're like me and you're just not a fan of super bitter chocolate, sticking at the 70% range is perfectly fine. All right, so now that you kind of get an understanding of the best types of chocolate to have and what to avoid, let's go into these amazing benefits of chocolate. It's going to be awesome. So chocolate may reduce your risk for heart disease and stroke. And that's due to the prevention of calcified plaque, which can build up in your arteries, which can lead to those types of conditions. Chocolate may lower blood pressure. So there's actually some studies that link having more dark chocolate can lead to lower blood pressure levels. And the participants in one of the studies were actually only given less than an ounce of chocolate each day. So that shows that the chocolate's pretty potent in helping with this. Chocolate can help improve your mood. First, duh. We all know how chocolate makes us happy. But really what it is that chocolate contains valeric acid, which is a stress reducer. Plus, eating chocolate helps promote the release of serotonin, which is just has a natural calming effect. So overall, you're going to feel calmer and happier and in a better mood if you eat chocolate. Chocolate is high in antioxidants. So chocolate contains actually more flavonoids than in tea or wine. So you are getting a ton of antioxidant potential there, which is going to help fight off free radicals, and it's going to help reduce inflammation, and it's going to help with a lot of healthy benefits in your body. Chocolate is actually full of nutrients. So again, we're talking about the darker of the chocolate options, but chocolate contains a ton of extra nutrients like copper, zinc, magnesium, iron, and phosphorus. Chocolate can help protect your skin from sun damage. Now, obviously, wearing sunscreen is the better way to go than just going outside with a bar of chocolate. But there's some evidence that eating chocolate can help protect your body from UV damage. Chocolate enhances brain functioning and cognitive abilities. So there's some evidence that eating chocolate can actually improve blood flow to your brain. And the flavonoids in the chocolate are also going to help to prevent disease and cell damage in your brain as well. Chocolate has anti-inflammatory effects. So because of those flavonoids and the catechins in your chocolate, it's actually going to help fight off free radicals. It's going to help reduce inflammatory markers in your body. And that can help reduce chronic inflammation, which is pretty cool. Chocolate can help boost athletic performance. And that's because the flavonols in your chocolate can actually increase your nitric oxide, which on the flip side helps reduce your oxygen cost while you're working out. So you have a better athletic performance. Chocolate may help reduce the risk of diabetes, and that's because of the anti-inflammatory properties in chocolate can help to improve your sensitivity to insulin, which can then keep your blood sugar levels lower and help you reduce your overall chances of obesity and type 2 diabetes. So grab a few ounces of dark chocolate and check out my video on the many benefits of apple cider vinegar, and I will see you in the next video.
Hey there, viewers. Eat dark chocolate every day for 1 month and watch what happens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we start off with dark chocolate because that's one of the things that we eat here the most on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's a staple for us. And if you check out some of my shorts, you see like these huge blocks that LongWalker's sells this big old flat of dark chocolate from a little sales place down in Bakersfield. Winco, yeah. And like during my pregnancy and all the way through my labor and afterwards that mixed with almonds was like my go-to. Like, that was like pretty much all I ate.
Yeah, it's easier to eat with there.
You just like chunked up, you just chunked it up, and I just eat that with some almonds, and it's like the almonds have a lot of good calories and chocolate berries, so all the good things. You know, that's my favorite breakfast.
Yeah.
It's just chocolate almond. I recommend it, you know, and since it is it's not milk chocolate, it doesn't like be bad for your face or anything, you know, you don't get like breakouts and stuff like that.
Exactly, it's not as they described in there. The milk chocolate is have a bunch of sugar, a bunch of milk. Its benefits are not anywhere near what dark chocolate is.
Around the holidays and like Halloween and everything, you need to give a bunch of like regular candies, regular milk chocolate, everything. Not only does the taste not appeal to me, but I instantly get a toothache and my face breaks really bad. So I would suggest that you're looking for like sweet treats and something to help with your energy, something to help with pain. Definitely go with dark chocolate. A lot of people can't tolerate the higher amounts. And even for me, getting like to almost 80 is almost a little bit too much. I get really shaky when it really fast. But start off with like a steady squeeze. Start off with like 65 to 70 and we're just working way up. And have it powder and put it in.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what a lot of people fool you. It's the milk chocolate, candy bars type of thing.
That's not milk chocolate.
That's not chocolate. That's not what'll give you the benefits. That's all just bad, and you really shouldn't consume that much of it.
Right. Like it was saying that it fights against free radicals, and if you don't know what that is something that causes cancer. Free radicals cause cancer, tumors, cysts, and everything like that. This helps fight against it. So that's another thing.
Yes. Now, the next video is the effects on the body that eating dark chocolate every day for a month will put it on do. So we'll move on to that now and see what it does.
Happens to your body. Dark chocolates are not a guilty pleasure. Real dark chocolate, not processed and sweetened milk chocolate, actually comes with many health benefits. In this video, we will learn about the benefits of eating chocolate for a month and what it does to your body. Did you know dark chocolate with a 60% or higher cocoa content is packed full of nutrients and antioxidants? Continue watching this video to find out more. Number 1. Lower blood pressure level. Studies suggest that dark chocolate may have a positive effect on reducing blood pressure. Endothelial cells, which create a thin membrane inside the heart and blood vessels, help control the vascular system and keep your body's blood flowing. Studies show that moderate servings of dark chocolate helped with blood vessel flexibility, easing stiffness in arteries and improving their function. This may help reduce the risk of atherosclerosis, which happens when a buildup of plaque and fats on the inside walls of your arteries restricts blood flow. Number 2. Improved mood. One of the components found in dark chocolate is theobromine. Theobromine is structurally quite similar to caffeine, its sister chemical. Theobromine, when consumed in larger amounts, can cause a dip in blood pressure, excitability, and give energy. This energy can be followed by a crash, leading some critics to tout chocolate as a dangerously addictive substance. Another chemical found in chocolate is anandamide. Anandamide is structurally similar to THC, but nowhere near as effective. Despite this, anandamide can still provide a mood and energy boost without the addiction and cardiovascular damage that comes with other stimulating substances. Yet another mood-boosting chemical in dark chocolates is phenethylamine, which is metabolized in your body into serotonin. Serotonin is one of the most important mood-regulating chemicals your body can produce. If you're deficient in serotonin, supplementing with phenethylamine, even through eating dark chocolate, can help bring you back to baseline. Consuming dark chocolate for a whole month gets rid of your depression. Number 3. Better brain function. Only lately has chocolate been studied for its benefits to human cognition. This study delves into the cognitive benefits of chocolate consumption. High intake of high-quality chocolate enabled improvements in cognitive processing, visual spatial awareness, abstract reasoning, scanning, working memory, and improved global composite scores. An ongoing 40-year study on the effects of chocolate on cognitive function was recently finished. The study used data from the beginning of the study and compared it through a cross-sectional study. This might not mean that chocolate makes people smarter, perhaps smart people happen to eat chocolate. Regardless, the study also concluded that all the types of intelligence measured previously were increased by chocolate consumption along with spoken word recall. The flavonols in chocolate specifically help people with their mental math. This means gorging on chocolate before your exam could be a good idea. Number 4, better heart health. The cocoa flavonoids present in dark chocolate are good for the heart. It can boost heart health and reduce the likelihood of heart disease considerably. Flavonols, a chemical compound also found in fruits and vegetables, that have been found to improve blood flow at the cellular level, leading to lower blood pressure. It can lower the levels of bad cholesterol or oxidized LDL, which builds plaque deposits in the arteries. It can also assist in maintaining the HDL or good cholesterol levels, thus protecting against heart issues. But remember, just a square or 2 a day. Real quick, hit that like button and let's get back into it. Number 5, curbed cravings. If you think chocolate only benefited one from diseases, think again. Dark chocolates can keep you full for a longer spell, as they have a higher satiety value. Most dark chocolate is lower in sugar than milk chocolate, and some brands are dairy-free. That means the average person can include some in their diet regularly and reap the health benefits. The greater the percentage of cocoa solids, the higher the antioxidant content, so aim for 70% cocoa or higher. The bitter flavor of chocolate isn't typically something that anyone dances in the street about, but research shows this can actually help you control consumption after you eat or even smell dark chocolate. This study included a group of women who either slowly consumed 30 grams of 85% chocolate or just smelled the chocolate. In either case, they reported decreased cravings by as much as 1/3 to 1/2. This correlated to an increase in the level of the hunger hormone ghrelin, indicating a potential biochemical pathway through which chocolate may decrease hunger. The idea then is that very dark chocolate could crank down your appetite by turning down the circulating levels of ghrelin. Why would that be? It may have something to do with the fact that dark chocolate's more bitter and less sweet flavor can slow the rate that your stomach empties by 30% for 45 minutes after a meal. Slower digestion moderates sugar absorption into your bloodstream, which can help prevent the insulin overproduction that gives you hypoglycemic sugar blues 1.5 hours later. More energy equals more calories out, and fewer calories are due to hunger cravings. The bitter flavor of darker chocolates has the same effect of turning down your hunger cravings. No, we aren't asking you to binge eat those dark chocolate bars. Always remember that moderation is important, and once dark chocolate is consumed in controlled amounts, it reduces the pace of digestion. Moreover, the high MUFA, or monounsaturated fatty acids content, can further boost your metabolism and burn body fat. Number 6, better skin. The flavonoid antioxidants have endless benefits. The flavonols in chocolate may also help prevent your skin from sun damage. These compounds improve blood flow, skin thickness, and hydration. Eating dark chocolate gives you a smoother skin texture, 25% less skin redness when exposed to the sun, and prolonged skin hydration. Flavonoids in chocolate help reflect harmful UV rays off your skin, preventing sunburn and conditions like skin cancer. Dark chocolate also helps fight skin discoloration. It prevents premature aging. Dark chocolate helps reduce dark spots and pigmentation and keeps skin glowing and healthy. It also works to bring back skin moisture and keeps it locked in, improves collagen content, and boosts circulation, all of which helps delay the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It also promotes cell growth. Essential minerals found in dark chocolate like copper, iron, and zinc promote cell growth and nourish your skin, keeping it looking younger. Dark chocolate also detoxifies skin and sloughs off dead skin cells, helping your skin look fresh and radiant. Dark chocolate is also enriched with minerals that increase cell healing. In addition to revealing smooth skin by sloughing off dead skin cells, dark chocolate also lightens skin scars and blemishes. Number 7, weight loss. Ever since the Mayans and Aztecs discovered chocolate, people have been looking for a way to lose weight. While there's no easy fix, moderate amounts of dark chocolate can encourage weight loss. Dark chocolate helps to control appetite and reduce cravings because it helps balance out blood sugar due to its rich flavonols. When eaten, dark chocolate triggers the production of hormones that make your brain think you are full. Generally, 3 hormones are known to control your appetite. These 3 hormones are insulin, ghrelin, and leptin. They all play different roles. When ghrelin is produced in your body, it increases your appetite. When produced in your body, leptin reduces your appetite, while insulin helps transfer glucose from the bloodstream to the cells. People who are insulin resistant lose the ability to feel full. One thing to keep in mind when purchasing dark chocolate is not only whether it's over 70% dark chocolate, but also the amount of sugar in the ingredients. Look for dark chocolate high in cocoa content and low in sugar. Number 8, healthy hair. Dark chocolate has ample benefits for your scalp and hair too. It increases your hair volume. Minerals like copper, iron, and zinc in dark chocolate enhance cell growth and increase blood flow to the skin and scalp, facilitating the better transfer of nutrients to the cells. It leads to healthier, stronger hair. Improved circulation also helps fight hair loss. Dark chocolates also improve hair quality. Nutrients in dark chocolate not only boost hair growth, but also improve the quality of your tresses by adding strength to each strand and making them lustrous and soft. Eating dark chocolate reduces inflammation and keeps scalp infections and other chronic diseases at bay. Better scalp health automatically translates to healthier hair. Which brand of dark chocolates is your favorite? Share it with us in the comments section below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. For more interesting facts on the human body, subscribe to the channel. Here are 2 more videos you should check out. Both of them will definitely help you reach your goals.
All those benefits, and that's just some of the reasons that we love chocolate. And like we were talking about before this one, it's like a staple food for us.
Yeah, when COVID hit, that was the only thing that was just like noticeably different here. It was like the only thing I found to be difficult. They were clearing the chocolate that was available.
Yeah, because you couldn't read the whole foods because you'd have to touch it. And they weren't allowing that with the whole COVID going around.
Yeah, so there was no chocolate for like a year or a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I mean, you did buy different like little brands, but none of them taste the same way. None of them taste the same way.
Yes.
Stuff is just like, I mean, I think it's just a waste of cooking or something.
Well, yeah, heard cooking. I've heard different people about it for all different reasons.
I usually make chocolate instead of
Yeah.
you can just chunk it up and eat it. So, it's like, I don't know. They don't put the confection or sugar on it. They don't have any of the other additives in it. There's
Exactly.
no vanilla bean extract. That's the common bean that's put in. And that's not necessarily bad.
No.
It just doesn't have the same consistency.
Yeah.
I had no idea about the skin and hair. Like, I knew that it wasn't necessarily bad for your skin.
Yeah, because the thing that's bad about the milk chocolate is all the sugar. Sugar getting in your skin and hair, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea that this actually had benefits
For your muscles, all your muscles.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew about the muscles, the heart,
The heart, the cholesterol.
the mental load, you know,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah, that's
It is. Always learn something new every day. All right, our next video is how the food you eat affects your brain. This is an overall view of food, so we can go on and see how this
If you sucked all of the moisture out of your brain and broke it down to its constituent nutritional content, what would it look like? Most of the weight of your dehydrated brain would come from fats, also known as lipids. In the remaining brain matter, you would find proteins and amino acids, traces of micronutrients, and glucose. The brain is, of course, more than just the sum of its nutritional parts, but each component does have a distinct impact on functioning, development, mood, and energy. So that post-lunch apathy or late-night alertness you might be feeling, well, that could simply be the effects of food on your brain. Of the fats in your brain, the superstars are omegas 3 and 6. These essential fatty acids, which have been linked to preventing degenerative brain conditions, must come from our diets. So eating omega-rich foods like nuts, seeds, and fatty fish is crucial to the creation and maintenance of cell membranes. And while omegas are good fats for your brain, long-term consumption of other fats, like trans and saturated fats, may compromise brain health. Meanwhile, proteins and amino acids, the building block nutrients of growth and development, manipulate how we feel and behave. Amino acids contain the precursors to neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between neurons, affecting things like mood, sleep, attentiveness, and weight. They're one of the reasons we might feel calm after eating a large plate of pasta, or more alert after a protein-rich meal. The complex combinations of compounds in food can stimulate brain cells to release mood-altering norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. But getting to your brain cells is tricky, and amino acids have to compete for limited access. A diet with a range of foods helps maintain a balanced combination of brain messengers and keeps your mood from getting skewed in one direction or the other. Like the other organs in our bodies, our brains also benefit from a steady supply of micronutrients. Antioxidants in fruits and vegetables strengthen the brain to fight off free radicals that destroy brain cells, enabling your brain to work well for a longer period of time. And without powerful micronutrients like the vitamins B6, B12, and folic acid, our brains would be susceptible to brain disease and mental decline. Trace amounts of the minerals iron, copper, zinc, and sodium are also fundamental to brain health and early cognitive development. In order for the brain to efficiently transform and synthesize these valuable nutrients, it needs fuel, and lots of it. While the human brain only makes up about 2% of our body weight, it uses up to 20% of our energy resources. Most of this energy comes from carbohydrates that our body digests into glucose or blood sugar. The frontal lobes are so sensitive to drops in glucose, in fact, that a change in mental function is one of the primary signals of nutrient deficiency. Assuming that we are getting glucose regularly, how does the specific type of carbohydrates we eat affect our brains? Carbs come in 3 forms: starch, sugar, and fiber. While on most nutrition labels, they are all lumped into one total carb count, the ratio of the sugar and fiber subgroups to the whole amount affect how the body and brain respond. A high glycemic food, like white bread, causes a rapid release of glucose into the blood, and then comes the dip. Blood sugar shoots down, and with it, our attention span and mood. On the other hand, oats, grains, and legumes have slower glucose release, enabling a steadier level of attentiveness. For sustained brain power, opting for a varied diet of nutrient-rich foods is critical. When it comes to what you bite, chew, and swallow, your choices have a direct and long-lasting effect on the most powerful organ in your body.
I like the last part of that one, how it talks about how like white bread, I know in general, has no health benefits to it. It's pretty much just there. I mean, I like how it shows that it raises you up, has a level, and then falls and then crash. For wheat bread, everything like that, grain, it's got a pretty steady pace, steady rate. It doesn't have this rate that's actually good. So, but it's very interesting. I like that. I like how it tells you about that. Now the next one we're going over will be healthy eating for kids and what they can get out of it, what they can learn. So
How can we be healthy? Do we become healthy because of the numbers of our sleep, by the things that we do every day, or by taking a rest? There are a lot of factors that affect our health. One of them is by eating healthy foods. A person's growth and development depend on their ability to consume nutritious foods like fruits, meat, and vegetables. Do you remember the last time you feel hungry? How does that make you feel? I bet you hear thunder inside your stomach. Worse, you felt dizzy. That is how our body reacts when we need food. Food fuels our bodies so we have energy for the day. Every living thing on earth needs food in order to develop, move, work, play, and survive. However, the choice to have a healthy meal is also a must. What is a healthy meal? What composes it? A healthy meal contains nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, and protein. These nutrients support maintaining our health and regulating body function. But remember that its effectiveness means trying a variety of healthy foods. One specific food doesn't contain all the nutrients your body needs to be healthy. Consider adding different colors to your plate as though you were eating the rainbow. There are lots of benefits to eating healthy foods. The right amount of nutrient intake daily will keep our eyes, skin, and teeth healthy. It will also support our muscles and brain development and strengthen our bones. Moreover, it will enable us to lower the risk of getting diseases by boosting our immunity and will help us live longer. Making slow, gradual changes can help you change the way you eat over time if you are not used to eating a well balanced diet. What are you waiting for? Start now to lead a healthy life.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really looking for kids. Hope you got most out of it. The next one that we have is just to help you eat in general. Amazing benefits of healthy eating on your life. So, if anybody watching this, one of those men after watching it in the comment section down below. We'll go over them as soon as we go. In a second.
It's a no-brainer that there are many benefits of healthy food. Consuming foods rich in nutrients help your body function smoothly. Being in good health is the real wealth you must invest in, while your life is becoming busier and your food habits are deteriorating. It is never too late to start eating healthy to reverse all the ill effects of an unhealthy lifestyle. Healthy eating has a plethora of benefits that last a lifetime. It has a positive impact on one's physical and mental well-being. Here's a list of benefits of consuming healthy foods. Check them out. Helps lose weight. Obesity and excess body weight are global health issues. Thankfully, healthy eating can help reduce this problem. Consuming more green vegetables, whole fruits, healthy fats, lean protein, and whole grains helps lower calorie intake, increase satiety, and lower BMI. Healthy eating also helps balance the hunger hormones, improves insulin sensitivity, and maintains normal thyroid function, which aids weight loss and helps you live a healthy life. Helps manage diabetes. Type 2 diabetes affects millions of people worldwide, irrespective of age. Unhealthy eating habits, obesity, insulin resistance, and genetic factors may lead to diabetes type 2. Changing your eating habits and lifestyle can certainly help reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and related complications. Avoid consuming sugary and junk foods. Eat healthy greens, beans, low glycemic index foods, dark chocolate, and healthy snacks to keep your cravings and hunger pangs at bay. Improves heart health. Excessive consumption of unhealthy foods, alcohol, and smoking leads to an unhealthy heart. The cholesterol and triglyceride levels rise and cause heart blockage, ultimately weakening the heart muscles. Eating healthily by including fresh green vegetables, fruits, fruit juices, and plant sources of protein in your diet. Limiting the intake of meat and avoiding junk food, animal fat, And sugary foods helps reduce cholesterol and improve heart health. Decreases cancer risk. Cancer is the second leading cause of death worldwide. An unhealthy lifestyle and genetic factors can cause the cells in your body to divide exponentially, leading to abnormal cell functions. Researchers have found that consuming organic and unprocessed foods is the best way to keep cancer at bay. There are certain foods that have nutrients that may inhibit cancer progression. These include berries, watermelon, broccoli, cabbage, tomato, garlic, turmeric, ginger, and leafy greens. Increases immunity. A healthy immune system helps keep infectious diseases, autoimmune diseases, and the common flu at bay. It aids in faster recovery and healing. Consume foods that are loaded with antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. Eating healthy foods like blueberries, strawberries, oranges, grapefruit, leafy greens, carrot, tomato, cheese, milk, fatty fish, herbs, and spices helps improve your immunity. Boosts brain health. Healthy eating boosts brain health and elevates your mood. Foods loaded with omega-3 fatty acids help maintain the cell membrane and normal brain function and facilitate synaptic plasticity. These foods are used as diet therapy for people suffering from dyslexia, attention deficit disorders, schizophrenia, depression, and bipolar disorder. Improves digestion. Vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and probiotics are essential for maintaining good gut health and improving digestion. Dietary fiber is found in fruits and vegetables. Dietary fiber cannot be digested by humans, but good gut bacteria ferment it, which helps them thrive and survive. Dietary fiber also adds bulk to the stool and improves bowel movement, thereby reducing constipation. Probiotics like yogurt, buttermilk, kimchi, probiotic drinks, and sauerkraut help add more good gut bacteria, which, in turn, help improve digestion. Strengthens teeth and bones. Eating healthy also helps strengthen bones and teeth. Fish, milk, tofu, soy, leafy greens except for spinach, oranges, soaked beans, and nuts are great sources of calcium. You must also get morning sun or eat egg yolks, liver, and saltwater fish for vitamin D. Delays aging. Eating healthy foods has a direct impact on how fast you age. Fresh greens, fruits, lean protein, fatty fish, whole grains, green tea, herbs, and spices are loaded with antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids that help flush out the harmful free oxygen radicals from the body. This, in turn, helps maintain the DNA structure and slow down the aging process. Improves skin health. Unhealthy oily junk food leads to breakouts and acne. The key to getting healthy skin is drinking water, green tea, and coconut water, and eating fruits, vegetables, fatty fish, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Consume foods loaded with vitamin A, C, D, and E and omega-3 fatty acids, and avoid trans fats and sugary foods. Also, maintain good hygiene, and you will start to see an improvement in your skin.
That's it for today. Check out the channel for more health and weight loss content. You can also purchase our weight loss course. And please, like and subscribe to be notified of our next tip. See you next time.
Let's talk about what would happen if you stopped eating fast food for one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we saw that ending there mostly about the skincare and your nose and the hair care. Now, so check out some really good all natural ways. Check out Dr. Martin's page. He's got good videos with oats on the for the face and for the hair. That is just one of the things that she has on there.
It's called Beauty on a Budget. Oats, and I have enough ice water. Here, it's really just these oats for skin and hair, and it's easy to keep. You can use it as like a dry shampoo. You can use it like as a regular shampoo. It's good theory. I mean, I guess you could eat it too. But I don't like to eat it.
And I mean, I know for a fact that sugar causes a lot of skin blemishes because when I was younger, I used to drink like a full pack of soda, Coca-Cola, and my skin was terrible then. I had, that poor hygiene habit back then too. As far as, yeah.
I can always tell like what's going on with them by how their skin and their hair look. Since it's the real certain say with white head, and it's like, oh, you could have been sugar somewhere, but you know. But I think it's also important for people to remember to eat according to not only their lifestyle, but also according to where they live, like regionally.
Regional, yes.
Here we don't have a lot of citruses and fruits and stuff, so we do have apples a lot, but the citrus fruits are like limited because it's so limited in how much we can access. We eat a lot of meat because we require a lot of our body to perform. But we have a lot to work with. So eating meat is a really good thing. We limit the kind of bread that we intake and pasta. We don't eat a hell of a lot of that. But when we do, we kind of carb load it.
Yes, we do.
And yeah, eating for your lifestyle as well. If you're like a sedentary person, you don't really need to eat a hell of a lot.
I was listening. Yeah, I was trying to. I was trying to make sure. Yes, as you're saying, for your region, your lifestyle, that's all majorly what needs to happen for a lot of people. Fast food is extremely bad. We got a couple videos on that coming up here too, and on soda and the caffeine intake and its effects. All right, so the next video. What happens if you stop eating fast food for 7 days? So yeah, so you're going on to the fast food thing. But like I said, please, if you have any questions about skincare, all natural, please check out Dr. Bottom's page. He's got really good content over there, and a lot more women content and women empowering. So please check that out. I'm going on to fast food now.
For 1 week. Now, I want to go beyond just carbohydrates and sugar. I've done so many videos on that. If you stop eating carbs and sugar, we know all the benefits that are going to occur. I'll put some links down below if you haven't seen that video, because you're going to help prevent a fatty liver. You're going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to have cognitive changes, all sorts of wonderful things, just for the fact that you cut down your carbs and your sugars. But what else is in fast food that if you eliminated would benefit you? Well, number one, when you eat processed foods, refined foods, you are eating foods very low in nutrients. Anytime you eat empty calories or foods that are void in nutrition, you end up depleting your reserves of vitamins and minerals, specifically B1, calcium, zinc, other B vitamins, and that creates a whole series of issues right there. Also, when you consume empty calories or refined foods, you don't get any phytonutrients. And so you have a situation where you have no antioxidants and a lot of oxidation, and you have a lot of damage in the body just from oxidation alone from free radical damage. Because these phytonutrients protect, so many things: your heart, the inside layer of your arteries, the kidneys, the eyes, the brain, the nerves. So without those phytonutrients or antioxidants, you tend to get things like peripheral neuropathy, where you get tingling and burning in your toes. You start to have vision problems, kidney problems, heart issues, and the list goes on and on. But there's something else I want to talk about. There are a lot of food additives in fast food: preservatives, colorings, things that enhance the texture of the food, the thickness of certain sauces and things. You have sweeteners, you have artificial sweeteners. But the one that I want to focus on now is things that enhance the flavors, okay? And primarily I'm talking about MSG, monosodium glutamate, also known as modified food starch, which is in so many foods. So why are they putting a flavor enhancer in food in the first place? What are they trying to cover up? If you didn't have MSG in this fast food, what would it really taste like? you probably would be shocked. You probably wouldn't eat it. And as far as the topic of MSG, if you do research on it, you're going to find very wide viewpoints. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad, and so you have this conflicting viewpoint. You don't know who to believe because you'll see research on both sides. My whole thought on that is that unless you really have firsthand knowledge and you experiment with it yourself or on close friends that you know and you can see the results, you don't really know for sure. However, that being said, just from being in practice for 30 years, I have found that whatever the general consensus is of the mainstream thought, I tend to look in the opposite direction, and I don't trust that viewpoint because there's so much vested interest involved, and so I tend to go in the other direction. But what I will tell you about MSG from personal observation, I don't get the reactions, that the allergies, the sensitivities, but what I get is incredible pleasure. It tastes good initially, but then about an hour and a half later, I am starving. So I know for a fact through personal firsthand observation that it increases hunger and it will cause me to keep eating, especially when you go to a Thai restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or just eat like Doritos, for example, which in college I lived on Doritos and a lot of other junk foods. So I have a lot of experience in this area. And I also know it retains fluid because when I consume that food, I'm so thirsty. And then I end up finding that I can't even get my ring off or my ankles get puffy. Now, currently, I don't do any MSG. I'm talking about in my early 20s when I had a lot of experience in doing junk foods. And so here's my viewpoint. If you were to cut out fast food for 1 week, you're going to notice your hunger goes away. You'll be able to go from one meal to the next much easier, especially if you're doing keto and intermittent fasting. You're going to notice your cravings are going to drop, which then makes it very easy to stick to a plan. Also, your fluid retention will greatly improve. You'll get rid of a lot of fluid. You'll probably pee a lot more for about 2 weeks. You're going to find your mind is clear. Your cognitive function is much better. You're going to feel like your body is overall cleaner. You're not going to feel so groggy. You're not going to get the brain fog. You're going to have definitely more energy. And then you'll start losing fat, actual fat. But that doesn't happen right away. That's a little bit delayed, 1 or 2 weeks. And so if you eat a lot of fast food, and by the way, back then, no one could have convinced me not to do fast foods. I was highly addicted. I had to hit bottom before I changed. But maybe you are different and a bit wiser. So try to give up fast food just for 1 week to prove it to yourself so you can have firsthand knowledge that it will very much benefit you in many different levels.
Hey, before you go real quick, I have a course entitled How to Bulletproof Your Immune System. It's a free course. I want you to take it. And here's why. Here's you. Here is your environment. Everyone is focused on this over here, avoiding your environment. But what about here? What about strengthening your immune system? That's what's missing. This course will show you how to bulletproof yourself. And so you can tolerate and resist your environment much better by strengthening your own immune system. I put a link down in the description right down below. Check it out and get signed up today.
Here's what McDonald's looks like in your body 5 years.
All right, we've got another video of very similar fashion, but I mean, just thinking about the NFTs is something else. The fact that it can make you stay hungry, the fact that it makes you coming back for more. I was just talking about back here about it too, while this was on. There was I think from a woman who had found some MSG, and she ended up trying it out and putting it in lasagna. lasagna that night was the best lasagna she ever had. She was up wanting to eat more and more. So she tried it in the hamburgers. Same thing. Hamburgers are the best hamburgers that she ever had. She wanted more of them. So she realized just how bad the MSG was.
Yeah, when she started eating all the food again, she said that food just tasted so lifeless and bland and gross. She just didn't even like it. So she had to be basically like cleansed and retrained to eat the good stuff because it screwed with the brain so bad.
It really is amazing.
And nothing tasted as good. It's like that's really scary.
And to think that our government with food has figured things out enough to control us, keep us coming back. I mean, we have diabetes so bad because of it. People are so addicted to it that they don't want to stop. They don't stop. I mean, there are families out there that eat fast food like 5 times a week or more.
Oh my God, yeah. And the thing is that's why everybody always says that health foods are so nasty and so bland and all this is because they're just bad.
Yeah.
And it's like the lady that she only like 3 meals of this stuff. And it got her that bad.
Yeah, she had to be detoxed. And I mean, it was just as bad as some like prescription pills.
Fucking worse, I think, between processed foods and the opioid epidemic that doctors report. It's like they got people really snowed and really controlled.
But I mean, just cutting this out, and I mean, if you live in the city and it's on your thing, maybe have fast food once a week. Try that out and just see how much better you start feeling. Like they said, I mean, if you really can, cut it out for 7 days and just see where you stand in the light of it all.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it's like I don't even know if you would start to see too much of a benefit after 7 days. You're gonna notice something.
Yes.
That the stuff is so much in your system that you need a really strong detox, like a good 30-day detox. But yeah, at least they started.
Yeah, especially the ones that eat like 5 or more meals.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna.
But I mean, it's going to be bad for them.
Yeah, they're not gonna. It's not nothing's gonna taste.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not going to be pretty, coming off of the food, not having it around. I mean, it might be hard. I mean, but if you can stick to it,
Totally worth it.
show yourself that you can do it.
I think what a lot of people's problem is too is like they've been raised to crave variety in their diet.
Yes.
And it's like you really only need a handful of stuff to make it through this life and be happy and healthy for it. Oats and rice.
Yes.
Poultry and beef. Beans. And then your greens and fruit.
Yeah, that's our staple.
Yeah, it's like 7 things.
Exactly.
So it's like, and you can make a bunch of different things with those. You learn how to make different recipes.
Yes.
But yeah, people really crave variety for some reason. It's not necessarily good for you.
No, it really isn't.
Like with animals, they tell you not to give them a bunch of variety, so why would it be any different?
Well, it's like for our animals, we've gone to a very simple meal. This dry food that everybody gets for their cats and dogs, we cut completely out.
Yeah.
Now, it took a little while because we had to make sure that their weight could sustain and everything with what we were feeding. But we found those levels.
Yeah. So now they get raw meat. They each get like a pound to a pound and a half of raw meat. And that's for the dogs. So the dogs, they get oats, rice, potatoes, like a mix, and we'll put vegetables in that sometimes, or like corn oil, which is, I know it is processed, but sometimes they're using that a little bit of vegetable.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what they live off of. And we're talking about exotic, not high content, but exotic, good content wolf dogs that require a special diet. And for the cats, it's even more simple. They literally only get raw chicken. That's it.
Yes.
And up until recently, I mean, for years and years and years, they've only been eating raw chicken. We didn't have the poop problems. The poop doesn't smell as bad. They don't throw up. They have really good coats. They poop really good meat. But some kind of stomach bug is going on with them right now. That's the first time in about 8 years.
Yes.
And we've been seeing that probably for about 4 or 5. And
yeah.
It's so healthy.
people that you have to be committed to this. Because even for the animals that we have, it's constant maintenance, not to mention meals for us. So, I mean, you have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, we have a lot of dogs and they're big dogs, so that's the problem with us. That's why it's like it's made fresh daily. We're talking about pretty much, yeah, 50 minutes have to come down. You know, you get it going a little slowly and you want it, because you want it to be fresh. We don't want it to be sitting there.
Exactly.
But if you do have only just a couple of animals, there's no reason you just can't make it in bulk, put it in the freezer, and then thaw it out throughout the week.
Yeah, just feed that.
I mean, you'll find out that they live longer, they have less joint problems. If it works for them, why doesn't it work for us?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Years after eating it. Hey, I'm Dr. Living Good, and we are talking fast food, real food, and I'm about to dive into some McDonald's. Normally, you're not seeing doctors eat McDonald's, but if that's what I have to do to get this point across to you today, I am not gonna eat this, and you shouldn't either. After you watch this video, I don't think you're gonna want to. Check this out. Here's a Happy Meal. We give this to our kids all the time. McDonald's, fast food, the fast food king. I'm going to show you what happens to McDonald's after 5 years. I purchased this McDonald's, went through the drive-thru. It was an awkward moment for me because I'm a huge health advocate. I shouldn't have any reason going through McDonald's. Come on, if you don't know what McDonald's is bad for you, you might have to Google some different videos. We know it's not good. This was purchased 8/5/2014. Depending on when you're watching this, that was a lot of years ago. But I kept the food. Now, I also kept the toy. Of course, we're going to keep the toy. But the food side of it, the fries. This is what the fries look like after 5 years, you guys. I could probably take a bite out of that. There's so many preservatives and salt and bad additives on this fry. You ever dropped one of these underneath your seat and what it looks like a couple days later? Shocking. That's what one looks like still after 5 years. Those aren't going anywhere. If a food can't disintegrate in air while sitting out, that means it can't be broken down in your body. The half-life, meaning the time that this is in your body, is insane. It's over 100 days that the residue of this stuff stays in you. And who knows, if you eat this, maybe 5 years later, that stuff's still in you. Did you know that those that do autopsies now and coroners and morticianers actually say that the human body takes 2, 3, 4 more days to break down than it used to? Why? Because we eat so dang many French fries and we're full of salts and preservatives, our bodies don't even break down. Check out the burger. You're gonna want a bite of this. Oh my gosh, look at that. So there's the wrapper. The bun is still fully intact. There's where the ketchup and the tomatoes were. Look at the burger, right? It looks like a sausage patty you could just take a bite out of. That's fake food. Hopefully I got your attention now, and hopefully I ruined you on fast food a little bit. Putting this into our system, what do we think is going to happen? Of course you're going to have disease and sickness. If you want to get well, you got to eat real food, which means you need to avoid this stuff. Did you know that the chicken McNuggets from the McDonald's have 38 ingredients? Ingredient 1, chicken. The other 37 ingredients, the McNugget. I didn't know what a McNugget was, but apparently it's a whole bunch of corn and a lot of bad oils and a lot of bad ingredients. That's fake food. So it's time to get real food in, paying attention to the ingredient labels. Apple, 1 ingredient. Chicken McNuggets, 38. You get the point. So the less ingredients they have, the better. Stop reading the nutrition facts, because I guarantee McDonald's has nutrition facts on this thing on its website, and they try to make it sound better than it actually is in some form or another. Go right to the ingredient label. Less is more. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. If there's a bad oil like soybean or cottonseed or other, you can check out our oil video. I'll explain it all to you. We want to avoid those. And anything with sugar or ending in OSE or some form of corn has got to go. You need real ingredients. That's the gateway to real health. This is not. It's a cool toy. I might have to check out these sunglasses that you can pop off and actually wear when you use a straw. And I'm going to play with my Hot Wheels, but I'm definitely not eating the fries or the burger, and you shouldn't either. Check out the videos next to me. They're exactly what you need as next steps to experience real health. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Be a part of the Dr. Living Good community as we all get healthy together. I also give free guides, free links and resources, links to our web classes, a lot of resources to help guide you along this journey to help you experience real health. See you again soon.
We all know that junk
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so you heard that. You saw that. I mean, that's like 5 years, you said? 5 years down the line. And that's what that food still looks like. Do you want to eat that? Like, imagine your body is taking 2 to 3 more days for a body to break down now. I mean, do we need more evidence than that to show us just what we shouldn't be eating? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and you're putting that in your body. I mean, some people are eating that all the time. But yes, I mean, yeah. We have another video for somebody else now about what fast food does to the body. We'll get into that one and then get some more content.
Junk food is no good for us, and yet it remains the most popular type of food in the world. Once the bane of American waistlines who found themselves the butt of jokes around the world, now people all over the globe are experiencing their own obesity epidemic. Thanks to the proliferation of fast food in their countries, modern lifestyles have caught up with people everywhere, and long work days with short breaks typically make for quick meals, and nothing makes for a quicker meal that helps you hate a little less your soulless corporate 9-to-5, like a Big Mac and fries. It's not just fast food, though, that's plaguing our waistlines and eroding our health. It's other junk food items which are made to be quickly consumed, effortlessly prepared, and taste great despite having poor or little nutritional content. These are things like any number of prepackaged cakes and pastries, ready-to-eat meals that only need microwaving and are loaded with sodium and low on nutrients, and processed meats made from the more questionable parts of the animal that are pre-sliced and ready to slap between 2 pieces of bread for a quick, convenient sandwich. Of course, that bread is a problem as well, because white bread is notoriously low on nutrients, and most manufacturers use a healthy amount of sugar to sweeten the bread, especially in the United States. Modern life can be stressful, and the sad truth is that more and more people are spending less time preparing and actually eating meals than ever before. If you saw our previous episode on why you should eat slower, then you know that Americans lead the way in shortest time spent eating, averaging about 64 minutes of undistracted eating. That is time where eating is the primary activity, as opposed to eating and working. Even nations who have historically made mealtime a long, extended affair, such as Spain, have seen the time spent preparing and eating meals drop precipitously over the decades. Again, modern life and its fast-paced lifestyle is to blame. And with time spent preparing and eating food going down, most people are opting for faster-to-make meals with lower nutritional value. In Britain, though, one boy has paid dearly for his poor nutritional choices. Or, given how young he was when his trouble started, we should say that it was his parents' poor nutritional choices to blame for his condition. The parents claimed that this child was a very picky eater and would refuse any food that wasn't chips, French fries, plain white bread, and processed pork products. If you're familiar with the food pyramid, you'll quickly realize that this kid's food intake resembled less a pyramid and more a pillar, made up primarily of grains and meats. White bread, though, as we mentioned, is notoriously nutritionally deficient versus, say, wheat bread, and processed pork can have even less nutritional value than actual pork cuts, steaks, and pork chops. It's made out of the leftover pieces of the animal after those cuts have been removed from the carcass. Also, things such as bologna typically have a great deal of sodium, nitrates, and preservatives added, which, when over-ingested, can wreak havoc on your health. French fries or chips also lose much of their nutritional content when they're fried, which is why health experts encourage people to bake their French fries instead, or eat baked chips rather than traditional fried potato chips. Sadly for this young boy, his parents did none of this, and due to his refusal to eat anything but these foods, they allowed him to continue eating his diet.
At age 14, he went to the doctor. For our fellow American viewers who might be unfamiliar with the term due to the extreme costs of healthcare in our nation, a doctor is a person who heals you when you're sick, and in civilized countries, it doesn't cost your life savings to do so. The child complained of extreme fatigue, though his parents failed to inform the doctor of the child's diet. A year later, he returned, only this time the child was complaining of hearing loss and vision issues. Now, doctors became concerned, and they immediately tested his body only to discover that he had extremely low vitamin B12 levels. Vitamin B12 is very important for the body. It helps do a great deal of things, such as make your DNA and create red blood cells, and you must get it from animal-based foods. Apparently, the processed pork the kid was eating wasn't getting him enough vitamin B12, so the doctors put him on a series of B12 shots and gave the parents dietary advice. Sadly, the now teenager refused to follow his new diet, though he would start and try only to quit and go back to his regular diet. His vision continued to decline, and by the time he was 17 years old, he was fully blind. But then, he not only had an extreme vitamin B12 deficiency, but he was also low on copper, selenium, and vitamin D levels, along with a high zinc level and a reduced bone density, all because of his extremely poor diet. Even if he fixed his diet, though, the boy would never see again. Despite his nutritional condition, though, the teenager had a perfectly normal body mass index and had no outward signs of malnourishment. This is what makes non-fast food junk food so insidious, and the damage it causes so difficult to spot. When you can look perfectly fine on the outside, while on the inside your body is slowly breaking down because of a lack of nutrients. The teenager's poor diet had led to nutritional optic neuropathy, a condition in which a lack of nutrients begins to affect the functions of the optic nerve. Typically, though, this condition is seen in nations with starving populations, or with individuals who are unable to absorb nutrients from the food they eat or have bowel issues. Due to the emergence of processed foods, though, this condition is now appearing in people who simply eat extremely restricted diets. Sadly, had the teenager changed his eating habits, even just a year before his vision went completely, he would likely have made a full recovery. After so long of terrible nutrition, the optic nerve had degenerated enough to permanently blind him. His hearing had also been affected, and there's concern that the damage the brain had suffered may manifest with mental illness later in life. Parents of the teenager today report that he suffers from extreme depression due to his condition and has dropped out of college. His mother has had to quit her job to become a full-time caretaker, and though they try to improve his diet, he still refuses to eat better food. While the story is typically reported along with images of fast food, it's important to note that it was not fast food that harmed this teenager. In fact, fast food would have probably been healthier than what he was eating, aside from the weight gain issues. Instead, it was the extremely restricted nature of his diet, helped along with the fact that not only was he eating a very narrow list of foods, but those foods happened to be extremely processed, which further reduced their nutritional value. What this means is that no, you yourself aren't going to go blind just from eating fast food or processed foods, and only run the risk if you too adopt such an aggressively limited diet. Researchers now believe, however, that the teenager in question actually suffered from a psychological condition known as Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder, or ARFID. A relatively newly diagnosed mental disorder, ARFID was only added to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders in 2013. Individuals affected are more than just picky eaters, and that term only serves to imply that the individual is poorly disciplined or spoiled by caretakers. Instead, people with ARFID actively avoid some or many food items because of severe anxiety that they suffer when eating them. Sometimes individuals may even experience extreme emotional discomfort related to the actual texture of the food. When attempting to eat one of these unwanted foods, individuals experience gagging and vomiting, which only reinforces the desire to stay away from these foods. Some individuals even experience intense fears of actually choking to death if they were to consume the foods they fear. Psychologically unable to eat anything outside of their extremely restricted diet, individuals with ARFID can quickly become malnourished. This British teenager, however, was a rather extreme case, and most people have only a small or moderate list of foods they cannot eat. Psychologists still don't understand what triggers conditions like ARFID, but much like anorexia or other eating disorders, this condition can be improved with professional help. Sadly for the British child in this story, his condition was missed, likely by an understandable lack of knowledge of the condition, and his fate was sealed. Still, with their child's health steadily decreasing, it begs the question why his parents didn't seek out other professional help, when traditional medical help wasn't resolving the issue. In the end, we should carefully balance how much junk food we eat. But unless you're eating such an extremely limited diet, you're not in danger of going blind anytime soon. Are there any foods you refuse to eat? Do you know anyone with RFID? Let us know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more great content.
Here's what just one can of soda.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I fixed the full screen, but didn't realize I didn't have it full screen. It's easier to see now than what you do. You got something?
MSG is sort of honestly being able to me. Yeah. And now when the
The whole long thing? Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy to learn about the effects it has on people. I mean, that's insane. Like this just showed, I mean, you as picky eaters, you know, it's also on the parents. You should not allow your kids to be that picky of eaters. Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, you do for sure. And so there's that. You're keeping up with everything. All right, the soda's next, so we will start with that here.
Being drank each day does to your body. Now, I want a disclaimer. If you're a soda drinker, you might not care. You might not give a rip. You love your soda. You want to have it. Maybe it's a family member that has this bad habit. But what you don't know can kill you, as you're about to find out, because this thing impacts so many different organ systems in the body. And it really adds up. Like, I'm going to go through the research right now and break it down and put all the references below. This is very solid science. It's not opinion. I'm not judging you if you are. I'm not saying you can never have a soda, but having one every single day, just for a 30-day period of time, let alone for a couple of years, devastating effects on the body. So I want you to think through, as I go through each of these conditions here, that if you are struggling or a family member is struggling with one of those conditions, could it actually just be the soda that you're putting in? Even if you feel like it's a small amount, it adds up very quickly. On average, one can of soda can have as much as 39 grams of sugar. The American Heart Association recommends that you shouldn't have any more than 25 grams of sugar if you're a woman, and 36 grams of sugar in a day if you're a man. And one can has 39. And so it adds up so quick. That bag of sugar that I'm showing you right now, 1 month period of time, is this giant bag full of sugar that's going into your system. So here's what it does to you. The obvious is weight gain. Just one soda a day, and you will have consumed an extra 51,000 calories in just a year's period of time. That's above your normal calorie intake. So that's equivalent to an extra 14 pounds of calories just from a soda a day. But does it actually cause weight gain? Is that what's actually causing the weight to be on your body? Well, a large-scale study that followed over 50,000 nurses for many years, they concluded, it was an American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and they found that women that consumed soda and did it over a period of time, they measured it for 4 years, gained an average of 11 pounds more than people who didn't drink soda. So this puts the weight on. Well, I'll just go diet, Dr. Living Good. We'll have a video for you because that significantly increases stroke risk. I put that in a link right below this video in the description. You can check that out if you're a diet soda drinker. It doesn't get much better, and it starts to make you have more cravings, and it can increase your stroke risk. Now, whether it's diet soda or regular soda, it greatly impacts and causes metabolic syndrome. Now, metabolic syndrome is the breakdown of high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, and of course, weight gain. And the American Diabetes Association did a study that reported consuming one or more sodas per day compared to none at all increased the risk of metabolic syndrome by 36%. Type 2 diabetes risk went up 67%. So if you are a triglyceride, cholesterol, blood pressure, or diabetes, blood sugar problem sufferer, the soda's got to be a main culprit. That's what we should be going after instead of just throwing in metformin and patching the issue. What's worse is that drinking one diet soda per week was linked to a 70% greater risk of diabetes compared to those that didn't drink diet soda at all. So you don't get away with it, even if you're drinking diet, because of the chemicals and the toxicity in it. It causes the munchies. Just like some would say with alcohol or drug use causing munchies, soda causes the munchies. A meta-analysis of 88 studies. It was published in the American Journal of Public Health, and they looked through all these studies, and it showed that drinking soda stimulates the appetite of your body, and it suppresses the satiety, satisfaction, even after you've eaten, which causes you to eat more food. One of the studies found that the participants consumed 17% more calories than they did in their typical diet when they were drinking soda. So the calorie intake went up 17%. Drinking soda causes you to eat more, let alone the damaging side effects of the calories of soda. No wonder we gain weight on this. We also lose our minds. Literally, the Journal of Alzheimer's and Dementia monitored 4,000 middle-aged adults. The participants were given memory tests and brain scans, and researchers found that the more sugary soda that someone consumed and someone drank, the worse they did on their memory tests. So if you're losing short-term or long-term memory, maybe it's the soda that you're putting in. The brain scans revealed that the greatest brain shrinkage in people who drank a soda a day. Brain shrinkage. It's because soda ages you. An American Journal of Public Health study linked drinking 20 ounces of sugar-sweetened soda a day to 4.6 additional years of aging compared to those that didn't drink soda. Means you age 4 to 5 years faster drinking soda on a daily basis than a non-soda drinker. It puts your joints on fire. An observational study of more than 80,000 women in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that women who drank one soda or more per day had a 63% increased risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis. I get questions on this all the time. Versus people that didn't drink soda. Could it just be that your diet soda or your soda is the thing that's inflaming your joints? You think you have RA, that something jumped up, some disease now lives inside of you, and in fact, it's just the soda living inside of you. Cutting that habit might eliminate your joint pain altogether. And it's not just your joints, it's your organs. The Journal of Clinical Investigation found that when they did abdominal CT scans and looked at the visceral fat, it's the fat that surrounds your liver, your small intestine. This is the stuff that can really, it wraps around your vital organs. This is stuff that can get you in trouble. But it increased in subjects who consumed high fructose drinks, which is soda. That's one of the dangerous ingredients in it. The danger of the visceral fat is that it secretes chemicals that are associated with a constellation of metabolic abnormalities. I'm talking insulin resistance, high triglycerides, inflammation, and as we mentioned before, type 2 diabetes. That visceral fat drives these conditions, and soda makes your organs fat. Arguably the most important organ of all, your heart, soda increases heart disease. A large study published recently in the Journal of Circulation found that the more sugary drinks people consumed, the higher their risk of dying from any cause, but especially cardiovascular disease. It also makes you depressed. Soda makes you depressed. A large study involving 263,000 people between the age of 50 and 71, they followed them for 10 years, and it turned out that the people that drank just a soda a day were 30% more likely to develop depression versus people who didn't drink soda. It makes you sad. Drinking soda might make you happy in the short term, but it depresses you in the long term. Bottom line is soda increases your death rate. I mean, they even just did a population study based on the Journal of American Medical Association Internal Medicine, and they examined soda consumption in 10 European countries, and researchers found that participants who drank 2 or more glasses of soda in a day greatly increased their risk of death from all causes. Soda is a killer. We might not want to hear it. We might love the taste of it. We might have an addiction to it, but it's at what cost? Aging, diabetes, depression, diseases of all types, lots of extra weight gain. Is it really worth it? Or can we do better and find some alternatives? You can still enjoy benefits of good, tasty drinks. You just got to learn how to make them yourself and make food simple. If you need help with that, we wrote an Amazon best-selling book, my wife and I did, to do exactly that. You can still eat everything that you love. You just got to learn how to make it healthier. And that goes for soda and drinks as well. You can get a free copy of that book. I put it in the description below. And since soda damages your liver and your organs so much, let's dive a little bit further into this visceral fat. A lot of it builds up in your liver. How do we actually repair the liver? I made a video for that, and I put it right here for you. That's the next step.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you saw that on the sodas, and you should have appreciated how great it is on some of those. And if you want to say, well, I drink diet, so I can drink just double the amount. No, diet can actually be much worse. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, then it was all better. Exactly. Like I said, I used to drink like a 12-pack a day when I was younger. You know, it explains a lot more. I remember he wasn't the smartest coming into it. But I mean, still, for Alzheimer's running on one side of my family, it's still really good. You don't know that Alzheimer's is at all costs or not. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's true. Diet. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, I mean, I was younger then too, and I think most things, I think you're when I'm younger a lot easier. Yeah, I mean, I cut out. It was only before I met you that I was doing the visual today. I was that high. That was just yeah, I could go going through, you know, a whole case of the day or whatever. Yeah, altogether, yeah. Yeah, it is. That's for sure. Yeah. No, exactly. Oh, it is for sure.
every now and then with something we need to do to our health.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I can have this every now and then. And it's like, it's still awful.
Yeah.
So it's like, anymore, years of having it, I think, like, maybe twice a year I'll have a Pepsi.
Yeah.
But over the this past holiday season, we had cases carry Pepsi.
Yeah.
And that lasted us a couple weeks, so
Yeah. It is.
so very rarely.
Exactly.
I'll drink it and instantly I have that. Instantly I have the whole blood.
Yeah. I mean, it creates a lot.
So it's like you should start looking even every once in a while
Yeah. Water is the best thing that you can go to. Because even as we're discussing, even juices, again, they're high in sugar.
Yeah, because you're supposed to, your body's supposed to filter, like fibers. So the fiber is different that we just eat straight through the receiver.
Yes.
It's like
Exactly. Yep.
but yeah, tea is good. Tea has a lot of
Yes.
antioxidants in it and everything. If you become a sweet, add honey. Honey's fine.
Very good. Yeah.
And that's actually really good for you for your
Yeah, it is, especially local.
yes, if wherever you're at, try to get local honey because that helps with your allergies and
Yes.
yeah.
It is. All right, we're going on to what happens when you drink too much coffee, I think it's to your body. So we'll do this one, they might have one more. Yeah.
This is me, and I love coffee. The intoxicating nutty aroma, the rich chocolatey taste. Some days I drink 3 cups, like the average American I am. Other days, I drink more like 5 or 6. But is that too much? First, the good news. It's almost impossible to overdose on coffee. There is a lethal dose of caffeine, but it's somewhere around 10 grams. And the average cup of Joe has around 100 milligrams. So you'd likely have to drink 100 cups in rapid succession to OD. But that's not to say there's no such thing as too much. The FDA recommends no more than 4 to 5 cups a day for the average healthy adult. More than that, and you might start to experience some nasty side effects.
Most people taking coffee for, to increase their focus and the concentration. Once you start, taking in too much, you start losing that focus. People start getting more agitated, irritable.
That's thanks to the hormone adrenaline. When caffeine hits your system, it stimulates your adrenal glands, which release the hormone into your body. It makes you feel energetic and alert, perfect for a fight or flight situation. But too much can be a bad thing, especially if you suffer from anxiety.
But with anxiety, you also want to be careful not to, overstimulate it or trigger any sort of panic attacks or, make things anxiety worse, which certainly too much caffeine can do.
Adrenaline from caffeine can also increase your heart rate. That's why doctors often recommend against drinking coffee if your heart sometimes beats irregularly. But the risk is really only for bona fide coffee junkies. According to at least 2 observational studies, you have to drink at least 9 cups of coffee a day to put yourself at risk of arrhythmia. And finally, there's the question of sleep, coffee's enemy. Caffeine launches a double threat on your slumber. It blocks the neurochemical adenosine, which is what tells your brain that you're tired. It releases a cocktail of stimulants into your brain: adrenaline, dopamine, and glutamate. So after downing your 6th cup of coffee, you don't just feel awake, but full of energy. It will power you through that 2:30 meeting or the last class of the day. But if you overdo it, the effect won't wear off when it's time for bed. In one study, researchers monitored the sleep of a dozen volunteers. Some were given a caffeine pill equivalent to about 4 cups of coffee. and others received a placebo instead. Even when the volunteers swallowed the caffeine pill 6 hours before bedtime, they spent significantly less time in the light stages of sleep. And that can have detrimental effects on daytime function, the authors report.
It's sort of like it's just stuck in this loop where you're not sleeping because you drink too much coffee, and then you wake up in the morning and you're not well rested, and then you're drinking more coffee just to stay awake during the day.
Sound familiar? Here's the good news. If you cut yourself off by 2 o'clock, you typically won't have trouble falling asleep. That's because the half-life of caffeine is around 5 hours, and so most of its stimulating effects will wear off well before the lights go out. And if you also limit your consumption, well, then coffee can actually offer a number of health benefits. Research shows that it can help with everything from memory to exercise to your relationships with your colleagues. And that's great, because for some of us, coffee is something we'll just never give up.
Alright, and that could be very detrimental too, as you said. Coffee is something that some people like us never give up. And that could be very detrimental too. I mean, like another addiction thing. So that's just, I mean, you gotta look at it, you gotta know balance and, what do you call it, moderation, yes. Moderation is key for just about every situation.
I've only really recently started drinking coffee. I didn't drink coffee for years.
Yeah.
Like, they gave it to me for my asthma. It didn't really work for my asthma even back then in the day. But I drink it. I found it when I was working at the racetrack. Like, just drinking them. And then after we got married and I started working at the racetrack, I didn't really have like any coffee at all. I don't think I really drank coffee any at all. And then only really been since he started drinking coffee that I've been drinking it regularly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally something I like to think about. It's not like I'm a tea drinker.
Yes, you are.
I prefer tea over coffee, and even tea I don't drink all the time. Water, spice.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah. It does have health benefits, I think,
Well, of course it does. I mean, with Tristan.
It definitely helps too.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
It definitely does. So, I mean, it's something more natural that you can go to instead of like an inhaler.
Yeah.
That's something that's going to steroid him up.
And he suggested to it. He doesn't get too hyper with
No.
it. We share a cup, so like
Yeah.
we can have like a full cup to ourselves. We sit here and there, and it's not bad.
Not at all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and we enjoyed going over our story with you guys. Hopefully you got some intake on, healthier balance for yourself. Like I said, balance, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean you have to get up the faster to find that balance in between. Alright? Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again for Thursday. Or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, not Thursday.